Good morning, Professor. How are you? My name is also Brittany Avbaraye, and I will be doing my assignment today on adolescence dating and violence. Um, so the problem statement here is there a difference in dating violence between adolescent college students and older college student in adolescence dating? The gaps in literature here in my article, what is talked about is how adolescents who experience violence in dating feel. Many individuals who date have similar characteristics as those who are married. Therefore, dating relationships bring them developmental adjustments and problems that are encountered by individuals who are married. My purpose statement. My purpose statement, it appeared that there were a number of individuals within the college community who were involved in dating relationships that include physical violence. The purpose of this study is to investigate whether there's a difference in dating and violence between adolescent college students and older college students. The tentative research design adolescents, college students, individuals who are enrolled as students in a 2-year or 4-year institution or higher learning, who are between the ages of 17 and 20 years of age, older college students, individuals who are enrolled as a student in a two-year or 4-year institution of higher learning, who are between the ages of 21 to 25. Those are the older college students, and 17 to 20 for the younger college students. Dating and violence is a pattern of violence acts that are perpetrated on another individual that causes physical or emotional harm in close emotional relationships which escalate in intensity. The type of study here was cross-sectional, retrospective, and prospective. This was also, the procedure here was history, descriptive, and exploratory. The methods used was quantitative, qualitative, and mixed methods. The peacock question here was, why is it that younger couples typically stay in the abusive relationship and don't speak out for help? Adolescence is a time of change. It is a period of transition between childhood to adulthood. How is it that victims to abuse consider this an act of love? Information. Dating violence includes violence between couples that date. This can include verbal abuse, physical abuse, or sexual abuse. Shelters have been set up across nationwide to house battered women and their children. Hypothesis. The null hypothesis: there is no difference in dating violence experience between adolescent college students and older college students to date. The alternative: children who observe their parents using violence develop an interior script for the same behavior. Children not only observe violent behavior, but also the emotional factors that trigger the violence, circumstances for violence, and the consequences of the violence as well. To test the hypothesis, adolescents dating violence does exist. It appeared that there were a number of individuals within the college community who were involved in dating relationships that included physical violence. Dating violence is different in different age groups. Adolescents sometimes have to live in a familial environment that are full of social and interpersonal conflicts. Exposure to family violence have been positively associated with dating and violence. Positive parent-child relationships and positive parent-to-parent relationships can not only provide adolescents with peace of mind, safety, and warmth and love, but also improve their communication with others, which will be bettering their social skills. So for the result of this article is children who observe their parents using violence develop an entire script for that behavior. Children not only observe violent behavior, but also emotional factors that trigger the violence, circumstance for violence, and the consequences of violence. Conclusion. To conclude, violence is a phenomenon which eventually touches all of our lives, directly and indirectly. Our communities must find some ways to decrease this violence and educate our children and our young women more effectively with managing conflict and young relationships as well. The problem of adolescents and college age student dating relationship violence exists, and work to develop a procedure to assist the victims of these incidents. I have here the population chart. The sample will consist of 100 females and 100 males. 50% of the males will be between the ages of 17 to 20 years of age, and 50% of the males will be between 21 and 25 years of age, as well as males and females. 50% of the females as well be between the age of 17 and 20 years of age, and another 50 will be between 21 and 25 years of age. All subjects must be enrolled must be enrolled full-time student at the university. The sample will be a consequence sample with students surveyed until the sample will be a convenience sample with students surveyed until the maximum number is achieved in each population group. The students may refuse to participate in the study at any time. Variables. Main variables. The adolescent college students age 17 to 20 and older college students 21 to 25 years. And the social variables are gender, ethnicity, family, upbringing. The evidence suggests there is no difference in dating violence experienced between adolescents, college students, and older college students who date. Alternative, children who observe their parents using violence. Bias in research. There is no bias in the content of research. In this test is no difference in dating and violence that is experienced. Violent acts that are perpetrated on another individual causes physical or emotional harm. The levels of measurement. There are 4 levels of measurement in statistics, and here the nominal is the lower level that can be exclusive, exhausted, is referring to quality. Ordinal is the attribute that can be ordered by the distance of meaningless, so that'll be the age range, from going in order. Ratio as well. The highest form of measurement, which is from the absolute 0, and sampling procedures. Adolescent African American families also share the alarming statistics related to homicide. 5 American females die for every 5 African American females die for every white male in age grouping of 15 to 19, according to Gales and Redrick in 2000. Adolescents who choose to attend college and engage in a relationship present an environment of high stress and vulnerability. The most evident changes during puberty are physical changes. However, developments also occur in mental functioning, emotions, social interactions, and conception of oneself, according to Fierberg 2000. Suggests that in adolescence there are 3 major stages that allow us to better understand their development, which includes central of sex, quest of autonomy, and identity. 1 instrument will be utilized in the study: the Myers-Williams Violence Inventory. The MWVI is a questionnaire that was developed by a writer to measure if dating and violence exists in a relationship. The instrument is a 5-question tool that measures the type of violence, severity, and duration. Data analysis. The statistical method used by the researcher was analysis of covariance. So that is also short for ANOVA. ANOVA used the pre-test and post-test to compare the experimental and control group. The teaching methods was varied between experimental and control group. The group under experimentation, a different type of pedagogy method was used. The instructor acted as a facilitator while the students discussed, analyzed, and proposed solutions to the math problems. A control group was exposed to a teacher center on a traditional lecture environment. At the end of the trial, the students' level of anxiety was determined and compared between the control and the experimental. The level of measurement for the DV was interval. The article includes tables and that clearly displayed the students' results, which is also posted here as well. Findings from the study was discussed in its terms of whether the null hypothesis is rejected. The Myers-Williams violence inventory were presented. Tables of the data were presented. There was a table that describes the population in terms of gender, ethnicity, and age. It was displayed how each question was answered by the study population. The MWVI was presented. Tables of the data was presented. There will be a table that describes the population in terms of female gender. I also here have the references as well. The references are clear and they support the research. Each one of the authors is used from the 1990s to present day of the 2000s. Thank you again, and this is concluding my presentation on dating in adolescence. Thank you and have a great day.